All right, good evening, everyone. This is the CSRN podcast, or our weekend review. What we do always, or as we do always, we're going to play our intro video. That way you can get a chance to like, share, and comment. So we'll be right back. This is the CSRN podcast, weekend review.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
not guilty
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who...
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. And our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is the CSRN podcast weekend review. I'm going to start with some short intros, go through our mission statement, and then we are going to introduce you to our guest today. As I said, I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I use the pronouns he and him. I'm one of the co-founders of CSRN, along with Mike Leonardi and Jabril Bey, about 9 years ago, November 14th. They decided that they did not need to wait on politicians, pastors, preachers, and professionals to speak truth to power. And then they brought me in later on to help organize what they called Community Solidarity Day. And man, ever since then, we have been strong. We have been standing. And what am I wearing today? Today, I have on my black hat. I've got on my Privada Costa Rica, which is simple life because it's Hispanic Heritage Month. So, I'll go in all the way. And I've got on my beads. And as always, I'm dedicated to respect, protect, and defend all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and Justice or Else. As you see, Jody is taking a siesta. He is taking a vacation right now. So our brother is in Tokyo. He sent the video earlier today to let us know that he got there safe. So man, I don't have my ride or die with me today, but I do have someone even better than Jody, as long as you don't tell him I said that when he gets back. Before we get to our guest, I want to read through our mission statement. This is what makes us stay together and lets us know who we are. So this is the CSRN mission statement. We are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, after it was announced that the killer of Ferguson, Missouri police officer would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often police brutality goes without consequence and accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive community-based events that help to foster self-development, and we discuss ways to hold local leadership accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice equally applied to all, regardless of creed, class, or color. For all lives, Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And that's our brother, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And family, without our mission statement, it's easy to get distracted doing this work. It's easy for someone to come in and misguide what you're doing. So big shout out to Mike Leonardi, big shout out to Jabril Bay. When we set this up and put together our mission statement and our guiding principles, it helped us be honest with one another. It helps us to talk the right way to each other. Otherwise, we will undermine our movement and we will implode from within. Man, all right. So let's go to our guest today. It is Hispanic Heritage Month. So all from September 15th to October 15th, we've been reaching out to our brothers and sisters. And you know what? We don't have to wait till September and October to do that. We do that all year round. So for our guest today, who are you? What are you wearing? And what are we talking about today?
My name is Melinda Sanchez, and I'm the founder of the organization Más y Más. I'm wearing a brown top with khaki pants. I'm born and raised in Toledo, Ohio, active community participant in the Latino community.
All right, so Más y Más, what is it? When did it get started? And what all do you do, Melinda?
Okay, so this coming February 28th will be our fourth year for the Guerrero Memorial Scholarship Foundation. My brother and my nephew were both in the Air Force. My brother died of COVID come this January 3 years ago, which was very unfortunate. And my nephew was serving in Kuwait, came home to celebrate his 21st birthday, and was hit and killed on his 21st birthday by a semi-truck driver. So I decided to do something to make their legacy, worthwhile, and because Sebastian left a 1-year-old son when he died, and I want that boy to remember that his dad didn't die in vain, and to know that his dad was somebody, and I come from a large military background. So, I said, oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do these scholarships.
That's right.
So the first 2 years I donated my money to UT. And this year I decided to open essays up. So basically anybody can apply, whether you're going to CDL classes, you're becoming a realtor, becoming a beautician, a barber, or you're going off to college, you can apply. You submit your essays every year from January 1st through the 31st. And then the ceremony's on February 28th, which is my nephew's birthday. This year, we're planning to give 10 $1,000 scholarships. So, make sure you get out there and support our events. We have a fundraiser planned for November the 11th. My employer, Steve Taylor, over at Taylor Hyundai Perrysburg, has agreed to match my bonuses from here till January. So please come out and support me by buying a car or sending somebody out to me, because that means a lot to me. And from the 10,000 that we make, and if we go over that, we're hoping to start a fund where kids can come and say, hey, I need a pair of cleats. My mom's a single
That's
mom,
right.
Or I need a instrument to play in band, but my parents can't afford it. They can come to us and say, hey, help me out. So, and the other things that we did Toledo's Top Talent this summer, and we plan to do the second year coming in March. We'll open it up again. The House of Chaos does Christmas giveaways. My daughter serviced over 200 families this past Christmas, and we're looking to service much more this year. So, keep us, check out our website, and, if you have a question or if you want to donate, you can do that on our website.
All right. Well, speaking of website, let's see if we can put the website up. All right. Here's the website right here. House of Chaos. When did that start?
That actually started with the pandemic. My daughter has 10 children. So with 10 kids in the house and you got COVID going on, she had to think of something.
All
so
right.
it became the House of Chaos.
All right. That's great. That's great. So we're looking at the website now, and there's a podcast competition.
That's coming.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about the Toledo's Top Talent podcast competition?
So like I say, we just got done with the Toledo's Top Talent August 20th. So the podcast competition will begin on about October 15th over on 3010 LaGrange Street. Will be our house where we'll be housed at. And you can come in there, and start up a podcast, and it will go by how many likes and views you get on your podcast. So it's up to you to make it interesting.
All right, great. Last month was Recovery Month, and there was a Lucas County flash mob that was House of Chaos in the movement. I think that was at Joy
Brown Park.
Joy Brown Park. What was it that made you get into community action in helping people?
Well, there was, again, my daughters, and she had a cousin that committed suicide, and we just don't know what these kids are going through.
Yeah.
And it's not just suicide, but it's, gun violence, it's mental health. There's a slur of things. And, sometimes these kids just need a hug. Sometimes they need just someone to talk to. So, we had to bring some attention to the city and say, hey, let's start recognizing these kids a little more than just, when they get killed or they, are doing bad things. Let's start recognizing when they're doing well and find other avenues for them to do things that will keep them away from thinking about committing suicide or going out and, getting a gun and doing things they're not supposed to. So the flash mob was a big awareness to the community.
All right. I want to talk about how to support. If you want to support Masi Mas, Toledo's top talent, you can go to the
Website.
go to the website. Well, I cannot talk. ToledoTopTalent.com, and there you can see the mission statement. The problem, and it says the city of Toledo is facing a number of challenges, including poverty, crime, a lack of educational opportunities. These challenges are particularly acute for youth who are disproportionately affected by them. So we talk about the problem, and then you brought in the solution that said that you believe that the arts can be a powerful tool for addressing these challenges by providing youth with opportunities to express themselves creatively. The arts can help them develop their self-esteem, build resilience, and make positive choices in their lives. So, and I believe in the arts. I was a part of self-expression team theater for 20 years, and arts is a way that all young people can find their talent.
Definitely.
Everybody may not be able to sing, everybody may not be able to rap, everybody may not be able to paint, but you can do something.
Yeah, and with Toledo's Top Talent, we did not just have singers. We had dancers, we had comedians, we had poets. And believe me, at the beginning, when we started auditioning people to the last show on August 20th, we seen our kids blossom, and really, flourished with what they were doing. And they're looking forward to next year. And we're already having people sign up for next year's event, and it hasn't even started. So, we service kids from 12 to 24. And I'll tell you, you talk about talent. We had a lot of good talent here in Toledo. So come out and support these kids. We didn't charge a lot. We charged $5. So it's not something that you can't afford. And if you didn't have the money, all you have to tell us we don't have money to come in. We would have made it possible for you to come in.
All right. And if someone's out there watching this and they may be asking a question, what are the benefits? Well, if you go to the website and scroll down, you'll see the benefits. And it says right here, Melinda, the benefits of funding our youth program would be significant. For example, the program would help reduce crime and violence because young people are going to be active. It improve academic achievement. When you improve self-esteem of our young people, they feel good about themselves. And also they feel good about learning something new. It increases employment opportunities because they're going to be looking to better themselves. So what better way to better yourself than being gainfully employed? And it also promotes healthy lifestyles because once you increase your self-esteem, you know that drugs, alcohol, and other unhealthy choices are not a part of what you do. So you'll be picking different things. Man, I need to apply for a job. No, but and it also builds a strong community. Melinda, family is the cornerstone of our communities. Without family, we won't have communities. So by Masi Mas, House of Chaos, Toledo Top Talent, reaching out and engaging our young people. By doing that, you improve the community.
Almost. Well, one of the things right now that I'm working on, we have the Tejano Music Awards, October 21st in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
And so I've been working with the organizer of the Tejano Music Awards. They're in their 45th year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the Tejano Music Awards are similar to the Grammys and the Emmys and all that good stuff. So I'm planning to take 10 of my young contestants. I call them kids because they're like my kids.
Yeah, I get it.
But I'm planning to take 10 contestants to San Antonio to give them that opportunity to see what it is to attend an award ceremony. So we're doing a lot of big things for the kids. One of my kids made it through 2 auditions through American Idol.
Oh, wow.
So he didn't make it this year, but guess what? We're going to try again next year.
Right.
So, it's not the end. So I tell these kids, you just try until we make it.
That's right.
So, and even when I had one of the kids that messed up at one of his singing engagements a couple of weeks ago, and somebody said, "Oh, your kid messed up." I said, well, guess what? I tell my kids to keep going. Don't stop. Nobody's going to know. Just one person might know and nobody else. So never give up. You always reach for the sky, for the stars, because the sky is the limit. So,
All right. So, man, what else did I wanted to, there was something else I needed to let everyone know. All right. That if you want to learn more information, you can call us. Well, not me, but them, but I'm with them. But you know what I'm saying? You can give them a call at 419-461-7296. And we're going to take a short break. And I want to talk about the Diamante Awards that's happening
right now.
Right now. I've got a special friend that's there accepting their award. So, and also right here on our podcast, there's the donate button. We want you to click that button, and let's see what happens if I click that button. It's going to take me to a page, and you can set your support for monthly or yearly. You can do it one time, but we want to get you on that monthly plan. All right. So let me type in $1,000. But when Jody comes back, who is our treasurer, we're going to make sure that we're going to be a part of the Masi Mas family.
So to let people know too, we've been doing this going on 4 years out of our pockets, and we have no grants or anything like that. So it's all self-supportive from myself and my family. So every dollar counts, believe that. So even if you have only $1 to donate a month, we'd be more than happy to receive it. So.
All right. Listen, family, what we're going to do, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with, I guess I got a couple other questions to ask about the Diamante Awards. I'm going to leave that donate page up. So if you want to donate, go right to the website, Toledo. Just scroll all the way down because we do need your support. It's really important right now that we fund our own programs. That way we can impact the young people the way we want. All right.
And appreciate it.
Right. And we can be culturally competent in the act of servicing our young people. So family, let's find the commercial. All right. So what did they say that was going to come next? All right. So this is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. The Joshua Treatment Center offers culturally relevant, inpatient, and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober, safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2713 to talk to someone or schedule an appointment.
canal.
En esta hermosísima ciudad de Orlando.
I'm here in Barranquilla, Colombia, and in sunny Miami. Daytona Beach, mis amigos, that's where we're at today.
Desde la ciudad de Cartagena, Colombia.
We are in Orlando right now, here in Florida.
I'm Helene Sheets, Director of Marketing and Communications at beautiful Lourdes University, and we've been a proud sponsor and supporter of Voces Latinas TV for over a decade. It has been a fantastic partnership. It's been our doorway into the Latino community. We've met so many incredible people, created so many partnerships. Our students absolutely love the connections we've made through Voces Latinas TV, and we're looking forward to at least another decade, 2 decades.
I'm Dr. P. Not only am I a leadership coach, I'm a change agent, and I'm a race scholar. I've used my study of race to dismantle systems and organizations, but I also use that to help you as the individual become a better leader for your families and for your community.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, or our weekend review. Family, if you've been following us from, if you came to our meetings before COVID, we had a brother named Omar Gent. He will call in from the Supermax in Colorado, and he will talk to us about some of the things that's going on in the belly of the beast. And he would give us, Melinda, he would give us encouraging words because we were out here organizing, but he would call in and we put him on the speakerphone and he would tell us what's happening. And then he'd give us some encouraging words. Nice. So what happened, I think maybe last year, a year and a half ago, he was released to somewhat, well, he should be telling this, but I like saying it. He was released to a halfway house. First off, recidivism is high. Me being a former confined citizen, I know what it's like to be released from prison, work with the probation officer, and not go back. Well, everyone doesn't do that. You know, some of us fall through the cracks. And our brother Omar not only did what he needed to do, he was always posting something on Instagram. And I had a hard time following him after he got released. So we brought him back, and we're going to get an update. So if our tech team could bring him in the room, all right. This is our brother Omar Gent. How you feeling today, my brother?
Shalom, real good, man. God is good, my brother.
Man, listen, I've got my partner with me, Melinda Sanchez, and this sister really puts down in Toledo. She's doing so much. So for our audience that may not know you, who are you? What are you wearing? And what are we talking about today?
Well, my name is Omar Gent, founder of website freeupbrothers.com. That's freeupbrothers.com. It explains Colorado is a legal lockup machine. Currently, I'm downtown right now, so I'm kind of lost in the train station.
It's all good.
14 and a half years of being incarcerated. It's national, you told me it's National Hispanic Month.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm in solidarity with oppressed people, all across the world, and it's really, you think about it, not much of a difference when it comes to you dealing with the systems of, white supremacy and other abusive systems that exploit the human rights of the people. Even in prison, you see that they would try to play black and brown people against each other, and even Native American brothers and sisters. Everything's about division. So I'm about bringing the people together to show that when we dealing with this oppressive system, is one common enemy, and it's those who uphold the structure, no matter if they look like you or not. So we got to come together and salute to everyone that's up with the events. And I don't mean just recent events, but I mean time of the world. The time of change, the time of universal change. And basically, I'm wearing a shirt right now that's not fit to say what I'm wearing because it's just saying let people know right now. I really don't care about what people think about me. I saw the shirt and I had to buy it because ever since I've been released, there's been a lot of different reactions. Like the late great Tupac said, some of y'all wanted me to stay in jail, but I'm keep bringing it to the people.
Yes. All right. Let's talk about that. Why do you think that after 14 years and you've been out for has it been 2 years or a year and a half?
Actually, a year and a day. The Halfway House decided to release me. October 5th will be a year and a day that I've been released.
Okay. Why do you think you were
It's funny to me.
Yeah. Why do you think you were successful when so many brothers that I know, they come out, they tell me, Brother Washington, I want to make a change. Well, here's what you got to do. And before I know it, they're back. What's the difference between you and them?
Being spiritually connected with the Creator. I made sure that I was always reading, the Quran, the Bible, Final Call newspaper, and I'm not saying that just because I'm on your show, but because that paper is really life-giving. And also coming on your show and being inspired. And you start on the inside. If you don't start on the inside of yourself and organizing and building yourself up on the inside of prison walls, for reality hit, different challenges hit, especially in a halfway house. So anybody that has loved ones going to the halfway house and you're transitioning to prison, please warn them. There's a lot of guys in there. They come from the county jail environment. A lot of them are real childish and disrespectful. So you have to have your head screwed down, nailed down, and taped down, and your mind set on that, what you have to do. And I was always thinking about it's bigger than me. I saw so much behind the walls. I wasn't even out 6 months. I got a call that my beloved elder, he got killed by his cellmate. So, it was a setup situation. He shouldn't have been in a cell with a man that young. Two original men, two black men, got into a situation. Now my elder is dead. So when I review stuff like that, in my mind, I'm like, I'm here not just for myself, but to expose other things that's been going on. So that keeps me focused.
All right.
It started, on the inside of the walls.
Hey, I want to bring up your website. That's freeourbrothers.com. And this website, I found out about this website when you were incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
And while you were incarcerated, you actually had and still have a program going on for the people that may be listening to you for the first time. Why wouldn't you just do your time? But you ended up not only doing your time, but you also created this program and website, freeourbrothers.com. Why do that?
Well, with this month being National, Hispanic Month, you think about who are the two populations that's most prominent, in the prison system, black and brown people. So when I stumbled upon this situation, being wrongfully incarcerated and basically railroaded for something I didn't do, and I studied the law and saw what they were doing out here in Colorado, locking people up unlawfully, whether they be innocent or guilty or deserving of a lesser time. You see the criminality of the state. And when I was in prison, even though this Colorado is an overwhelmingly white neighbor state, the black and brown brothers and sisters get the most time. And they are, their parole is revoked much quicker. So me studying the law and seeing that looking around like at those faces when I was incarcerated. A lot of young brothers, a lot of young Hispanic brothers as well, natives, even our poor white brothers. You know, you look at these people that have so much promise, and you see a system that's deliberately going around the law to convict people and to put felonies on people, and it's generational. So I said, there's no way I can just do I would be less of a man if I let them just do that to me and others, and I know what's going on. I wouldn't respect myself at all. I would have no respect for myself.
All right. I've got a couple of things to ask you, then we're going to take a break. All right. So I've got people watching the podcast. I got people that's going to stream this later on. How can they support you doing what you do?
Well, they can support me by basically following, you know, what you're doing. Also going to freeourbrothers.com, signing a petition. Follow me at Facebook, Omar Jeremy Gent, or Facebook The Bold Lion Warrior. Facebook Bold Lion Warrior. I had to start a new page.
Okay, right. That's what that was.
That's why I put my updates at. Yeah, Facebook Bold Lion Warrior. I also finally found an attorney after many years of attorneys basically running from me because this issue is so far-reaching. That's going to help. So I'll put any updates as far as what I need people to, if people need to send, you know, $5 here and there, that would help out. So I just keep everybody posted. But the biggest thing right now is just to spread the word about freeourbrothers.com, and please follow me at Facebook, Bold Lion Warrior.
All right. So for everyone that supports CSRN and stands with CSRN, Bold Lion Warrior, follow our brother on Facebook. And on Instagram, is it Omar Gent?
Instagram at Free Our Brothers.
Okay, Instagram at Free Our Brothers. All right. I heard that you're moving back to Florida. Is that correct?
Oh man, I'm on the count, brother. I am related. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm ready.
Yes,
Thursday.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Thursday.
All right. Listen, I was present. I was present when you were released, and you said that you were going to get through the. Oh, I got a lot of feedback in the background.
Hold on. Walk away from this train. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
All right. When you got released, you had a list of things that you said, and you did them. You did them all. Now, right now, do you have anything on the agenda for when you get back home to Florida?
That's a good question. There's so many things. But the main thing is to make sure that, of course, I check in with the parole officer.
Yes, sir.
Let them know that first and foremost, I'm not here to play no games. So let me know everything you expect of me, so I can get that done and continue to do it. Also to enroll in tech school, so I can help build these programs that our community needs. I have so many ideas in my mind, as far as images and things that I want to put forward to help the brothers and sisters behind the walls, and also to get the community involved in tech. So I have to get that done. Personal trainer ticket is the certification. To me, that would be the quickest thing I can get, because I love to work out so much that I fund everything else. But yeah, that's the main thing, right? Just making sure that I check in with that PO. My sister said that he came to the house and he seemed to be cool. So, well, that's a blessing,
Yes, sir.
That's just the main thing. Making sure that also that, that I, you got to help yourself before you can help others. So just making sure that I do everything I need to do, check in, make sure everything's okay, and then move forward and keep the people updated.
All right. I said I had one more question, but really I've got two. Your dad,
no problem.
He was on a podcast with us maybe a year and a half ago. How's he doing, and how does he feel about you coming home, brother?
Oh, he's real happy. I haven't seen him in over 14 and a half years. You know, he didn't want to come out in Colorado to see me, you know, locked down like that. And, you know, he thought I was going to be maybe upset with him. But, you know, I understood everybody can't deal with that type of situation. You know, my sister, I just found out the other day when she would come and visit me, she would fall apart on the plane, you know, and would have to put herself back together, you know, over the process of days. So, you know, he's elated. You know, he already talking trash about how he gonna throw me in the headlock and all that. I tell him, you know, hey, come on now.
Yes,
I'm not 7 no more.
Right,
but you know, it's all love. It's all love. You know, he's happy.
Well,
I'm happy. You know, support.
And please remind him while he's talking all that stuff, he really needs to check his boy Jimmy Butler. All right.
Oh man, I got off the phone and I told him that instantly, man, and he was just laughing. He showed me what you were talking about. I couldn't believe it, but hey.
Oh yes, sir. And listen, before we go off, today's Kwanzaa word is umoja, and that means unity. How important is unity to you, brother?
Is everything. As you know, one of the recent teachings that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was teaching people, you know, and over the years, operational unity. You know, we don't have to all think the same. We all don't have to move the same. But operational unity is each group can be true to its core principles. But let's focus on what we have in common, not what, you know, the enemy would try to use to divide us. You know, with this being National Hispanic Month, so many of our struggles are hand in hand. So let us come together in operational unity, spirit of brotherhood and sisterhood, and as people who really want to see justice done and focused on what we have in common. Because when I tell people all the time in closing, I tell them all the time, please think about this. I witnessed correctional officers talk about each other bad in prison. Oh, they hate each other bad, black, white, fat, tall, skinny, gay, straight, whatever it is. But I told the brothers, notice one thing. If any one of them got into a situation and one of them hit that panic button, everybody was running. That was unity.
Yes,
everybody was running and coming to assist that officer. Now, some of them were getting there a little slower than others because they was out of shape, or maybe didn't care too much about that officer, but they got on the spot to show us there is unity. And if you touch one, you touch all. And I'll close with that.
All right, brother. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for joining us today, and we're gonna keep in touch. I can't wait for our first podcast from Florida, brother. I cannot wait. God willing.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
And let your dad know much love and respect to him. And thank you so much for coming in, brother.
All right, salute.
Salute. Hey, this is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
If you can ride a bike without falling, then you're good to go. Bike Rides Matter, it's a community bike group. We get together for fun, fitness, and fellowship. We ride weekly. Right now we got a Tuesday ride where we ride on the UT Trail. We do Saturday right here at Uptown Green. That's our glow roll Saturday night. It was something I was already doing with my daughter, just riding bikes, and we just decided it would be cool to add the community because we were just finding ways to make fun given the situation. Being that everything was closed down and options were limited, bike riding is one of those things you can do without any restrictions.
You get to make new friends and just like interact with people, especially during COVID. You still like have your mask on and stuff, but it's still good to like see people.
It's a cool way to stay fit. We talk while we riding, we got music while we riding. I've met quite a few new friends and new people. I made some real cool connections throughout the city. Take advantage of the time you have. Take advantage of this pandemic. I know it's a lot of restrictions, but you can be creative and find new ways to have fun, one of which is this right here.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. Wasion Wellness Recovery Support Center offers culturally relevant inpatient and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober, safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2713 to talk to someone or schedule an appointment.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, and I have the lovely Melinda Sanchez from Mossy Moss in Taylor Hyundai, House of Chaos, Toledo's top
Toledo's top talent.
Toledo's top talent.
Guerrero Memorial Scholarship Foundation.
Right, and okay. You mentioned earlier something's happening on November 11th, and I don't have any of the graphics. So can you talk about what's happening on November 11th?
So Monday will be the official kickoff to the fundraiser for Guerrero Memorial Scholarship Fund. But November the 11th, which is Veterans Day,
right?
We chose to use that day from here forward, not only because it's Veterans Day, but it's the birthday of my nephew, son, who was left behind because his father was killed. So it's his 8th birthday this year. So we're having a fundraiser over at the International Club at 5050 Jackman.
Okay.
We'll be having a dinner and a DJ type night. So please come out and support us. A silent auction, raffle. So you name it, we got it. So come out and support the Guerrero Memorial Scholarship Fund on 11/11 at 5050 Jackman.
And earlier, I don't know if it's in October or November, there was a trip you wanted to take some young people on.
That's October 21st.
All right. And in order to really transport those youth, you just can't transport them for free.
No.
All right. What is it going to take?
So we have to rent a van. We have to have housing. The tickets are going to be provided by the Tejano Music Awards. So
okay.
So like I told the kids, if push comes to shove, we get the van, we get the housing. We'll just have to take a cooler with bologna and Fritos and bread like we used to do when we were kids.
Hey, we're anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So
so if they want to support and sponsor one of our young contestants, hey, we'd be more than happy to have you.
All right. And what does it take to sponsor?
I'm thinking whatever. I mean, we're talking expenses of eating, spending money for them. So I would say maybe $200 a kid. I think that would be more than sufficient for them to spend on. They have their own money.
All right. So here's what I like to do. I like to challenge some of the agencies, some of the activists. I'm speaking on behalf of our treasurer. I want to put up 100. All right. I want to put up 100, and I want someone to match that so that we can at least have support one young person going. So CSRN is going to put up $100 when Jody Summers sees his podcast. You know what to do, Jody. And And so that may mean that I'm going to start shaking down some of my friends, say, hey, look, I put it out there that we were going to give $100. So we're going to have to get that $100 from somewhere. So if you're watching this podcast and if you want to donate to CSRN, we'll put that up a little bit later, how you can support us via Cash App or PayPal, or just walk up to the Toledo Federal Urban Credit Union. I hope I said that right. And just donate and say, hey, look, this is for CSRN. That's where we have our account. We wouldn't have our account anywhere else. All right. I want to talk about the Diamante Awards. That's happening right now. It's taking place today, Owens Community College at the Student Health and Activity Center at 6 p.m. I wanted to scroll through some of the winners this year. Hope they put they all right. Let's put we got them on. Go ahead.
I know it's a Jesus Salas, Jose Rosales, the Belief Center. I forget the other young lady's name.
I've got Erica Sacato. All right, I've got Jesus Salas. I've got Jose Rosales, and I don't have to say it like that. All right. But I got that because when I was saying Carlos, all right, and the Belief Center is getting the Community Agency Award. We just put it in our little crawler at the bottom, and I think that this is something that CSRN supports. We wanted to make sure that we put it on our page.
And well deserved to all the recipients of the Diamante Awards this year.
Right. And if you look at our podcast info, it would say that we were having Tonya Duran on today. However, CSRN and its scheduling, the way we schedule things, it's funny. All right. We'll tell someone one date when it's really another. So we're going to try to get Tonya on next week, but we've got someone even better. We've got Melinda. All right.
Yep. Tonya called me today and asked me if I would fill in for her. So of course I did.
Right.
Tanya's a big asset to the community and to the Belief Center.
And I met Tonya, man, it had to be maybe 2000, 2007, 2008. And I was working with a program called PEX. I think that was People Empowered to Do something. And we had a meeting at the Belief Center. I never seen Tonya before. And she comes in the room. She's very unassuming. She's very unassuming. And what that means is when she comes in, she doesn't make a big deal about herself. She doesn't come in with a glitter glove. All right. She doesn't come in saying, do you know who I am? You have to find out. And when I started finding out, wow, she does this. She's more than deserving of that award. So when you see Belief Center, I also say Tonya Duran in the same sentence too. And shout out to everybody in the staff at the Belief Center that keeps those programs going and makes a great difference for our community. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Definitely.
Wanted to put that out there. Hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to kind of start shutting it down. There's a couple of events that I want everybody to check out. One happens, I think it's this Saturday. There's an anti-nukes film screening the day after. That's going to be right here at the Mott Branch Library. I think that's 2 to 4:30. So we want you to come and check that out. There's another event coming up. That is Tenant Tuesday. We want you to come in and get some information about if you're a renter, what are your rights, what are some of the things that you should be able to expect. And so shout out to the city of Toledo for putting that together. That's Tenant Tuesday. That's going to be October 24th, 12 to 4 p.m. Main Library. We may send one of our members to make sure that they cover that. So when we have our next podcast, we could talk about what happened and how people can get involved. Let's see, what is next? I'm looking at our Black Lives Matter moment for today. What would that be? I think that we are going to give a shout out to Ruth Leonard. Ruth Leonard, she was, what did we call her? She was the administrative lead of CSRN. She lives in Maryland now, so we're kind of hating on her for that. But everything she did when she organized us, we always said that she don't tell us what to do, but we do what she tell us. All right. So shout out to Ruth. Yesterday was her birthday, and that's the
happy birthday, Ruth.
Right. And we love you, Ruth. And hopefully we may have her come on virtually to let us know what you've been doing, Ruth, what's been going on, and things like that. And let's see what else I wanted to say. Oh, also, if you want to support CSRN, we'd like you to subscribe to our YouTube page, like our Facebook, share the things that we do. If you want to support us, you can support us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. If you want to support us financially, you can support us via Cash App. That's hashtag CSRN 419. PayPal is CSRN 419. We still have some Black Lives Matter yard signs. I've got some in the studio. If you want some, just contact us in the chat, all right, or inboxes on Facebook. All right, I think that I've given all of our stuff. The only thing that we're not going to have today is our 5 minutes of heat that we normally have with Jody. I was going to bring his poetry book here today, but man, I brought everything except that. So if we expect to see Jody next week. As we always say, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter, and Black lives can't matter until all Black lives matter. Justice or else. Peace.